God says, a secret property just became your son's. The address will shock you. See the photo. Do not rush past this moment. Slow your breath. Listen carefully. There are moments when truth does not arrive gently. It strikes suddenly, like lightning in a clear sky. This is one of those moments. Something has been placed under your son's name without noise, without announcement, without warning. A property. Hidden. Quiet. Waiting. You were not looking for it. Your son did not ask for it. Yet it has already been assigned. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. The address connected to this place will stop you cold. It will feel impossible. Too familiar. Too unexpected. Too connected to parts of your past you thought were closed forever. You will ask yourself how this could be real. You will wonder why it is happening now. And heaven answers simply. Because now is when your son needed proof that his future is protected. A property is never just land. It is authority. It is covering. It is inheritance. What has quietly transferred into your son's name carries more than value. It carries history. It carries prayers. It carries battles that were fought before he ever took his first breath. You have watched your son walk through pressure. You have seen doors close when they should have opened. You have felt fear for his future that you could not put into words. This is heaven responding. The photo of this place will not feel ordinary to you. Others may see walls and windows. You will feel weight, memory, purpose. The address itself will connect to people, places, or moments that once held pain. But pain does not get the final word. Restoration does. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. Archangel Michael says, when the document surfaces, do not doubt it. What was delayed was never denied. What was hidden was never lost. Your son's name will be written clearly. Not smudged. Not questioned. Not challenged. This is important. Teach your son this truth early. Blessings are not always loud. Sometimes they arrive silently because they are protected. The location of this property is not random. It is tied to lineage, to unfinished justice, to prayers spoken by someone in your family line who never lived to see the answer. Education matters here. Inheritance is not just what is given. It is what is stewarded. Your son will need wisdom to understand that ownership brings responsibility. Authority requires character. And blessing grows only when guarded with integrity. The walls of this place hold stories. Not all of them joyful. Some were heavy. Some were fought in silence. But heaven does not recycle defeat. It redeems it. As truth unfolds, your heart will race. Not with fear. With recognition. This moment arrives while storms still surround you because protection is most powerful when it appears before the impact. Someone knew about this property long ago. Someone tried to delay it. Paperwork was buried. Conversations disappeared. None of it worked. Archangel Michael says, "No hidden file can outlast divine timing." The address will echo in your thoughts. You will see its numbers appear in small ways. Not to confuse you, but to confirm alignment. Teach your son to notice patterns without becoming obsessed by them. Signs confirm direction. They do not replace wisdom. This property is not meant to control him. It is meant to anchor him. When you stand near it, the air will feel different. Not frightening. Grounded. Stable. The soil itself carries answered prayer. And prayer always leaves residue. What shocks you most will not be the value. It will be the connection. Why this place? Why this address? Because it links your son to restoration where loss once stood. This is how heaven corrects history. Archangel Michael says, "What was once used to wound your family line now becomes shelter for the next generation." This property is a covering. Not just physical. Spiritual. It will protect your son from traps he cannot yet see. It will shield him from alliances that look good but lead nowhere. Teach him discernment. Not everything that approaches with interest comes with good intention. The roof represents protection. The doors represent opportunity. The foundation represents identity. If the foundation is strong, the rest will stand. The address will make people talk. Some will question it. Some will envy it. Do not explain what heaven gave. Explanation invites unnecessary access. Let fruit speak. This inheritance is not about pride. It is about stability. Your son's future will not be built on panic. It will be built on preparation. The photo is only the beginning. It is proof, not the promise. When your son eventually walks through that door, something unseen will settle. Peace. Belonging. Clarity. He will not need to understand everything immediately. Understanding grows with maturity. Archangel Michael says, "This is not a reward for perfection. It is provision for purpose." Teach your son gratitude without entitlement. Ownership without arrogance. This property connects past, present, and future into one line. A line that now carries your son's name forward. What was hidden has been revealed. What was delayed has arrived. And heaven says clearly, this is his portion. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, "Lord, I believe this word and I receive it." Now listen carefully, because what follows is not filler, and it is not repetition. This is where understanding must rise higher than excitement. After the initial shock settles, questions will come. Not from strangers first, but from your own mind. Why my son? Why now? Why this place? These questions are healthy. They signal discernment, not doubt. Teach your son that revelation without wisdom can become confusion. Every blessing must be understood, or it will be misused. This property did not arrive to replace effort. It arrived to redirect effort. There is a difference. Many people think inheritance removes responsibility. In truth, it increases it. Because what is given freely must be guarded carefully. This place carries weight because it carries trust. The address itself will continue to stir emotions. At times it will feel comforting. At other times, unsettling. That is because it is tied to unresolved history. History that is not meant to trap your son, but to teach him. Every generation inherits more than possessions. It inherits patterns, choices, lessons left unfinished. This property is heaven's way of saying, this cycle ends here. Your son may not feel ready. That is normal. Readiness often comes after assignment, not before. Archangel Michael says, strength is formed by responsibility accepted, not avoided. As time passes, details will surface slowly. Not everything at once. Because truth unfolds in layers to protect the heart. Teach your son patience. Teach him to wait before acting. To observe before deciding. There may be people connected to this address who suddenly reappear. Some with friendly faces. Some with hidden motives. This is where education becomes protection. Teach him how to ask the right questions. Teach him not to rush into agreements. Teach him that silence is sometimes wiser than explanation. Ownership brings visibility. Visibility attracts attention. Not all attention is good. The property may open doors, opportunities, introductions, conversations that were previously unavailable. But opportunity without character becomes temptation. This is why heaven entrusted this to your son and not another. Because protection is not just external. It is internal. The walls of this place symbolize boundaries. Healthy boundaries are essential. Teach your son that boundaries do not mean fear. They mean clarity. The address may be connected to past conflict. Perhaps land disputes, broken agreements, or silent injustice. Justice delayed does not disappear. It waits. And when it returns, it must be handled carefully. Archangel Michael says, do not fight old battles with new anger. Let wisdom close what force never could. This property is not meant to stir revenge. It is meant to demonstrate resolution. Teach your son that restoration does not mean humiliation of others. It means correction without cruelty. There will be moments when the responsibility feels heavy. Moments when your son wonders if he is capable. This is when guidance matters. Remind him that capacity grows through stewardship. That confidence is built through action guided by principle. The address may align with dates that once carried pain. Anniversaries of loss. Memories of betrayal. This is not accidental. It is intentional healing. Heaven often revisits painful places to transform them into places of peace. Your son's presence there changes the atmosphere. Not because of ego. Because of purpose. As he grows into this inheritance, new skills will be required. Financial understanding. Legal awareness. Emotional maturity. Do not leave these to chance. Teach him to learn. To seek counsel. To respect structure. Blessing without structure collapses. The property is stable, but stability must be maintained. Teach him maintenance is not just physical. It is moral. Spiritual. Mental. This place will serve as a reference point in his life. A reminder that provision can arrive quietly. That help does not always announce itself. There may be times when others question his worthiness. They will measure him against their own expectations. Teach him not to internalize misplaced judgment. Authority does not require approval. Archangel Michael says, "What heaven assigns does not require consensus." As years pass, this property may become more than shelter. It may become a center of influence. A place of gathering. A space where others find safety. Prepare him for that. Teach him generosity without recklessness. Compassion without naivety. Every open door must be watched. The address will continue to carry meaning. Not because of superstition, but because memory attaches itself to place. Teach your son to honor memory without being controlled by it. This inheritance is proof that identity precedes achievement. That worth is not earned through exhaustion alone. Yet effort still matters. Balance is the lesson here. The photo you saw is not the end of revelation. It is the invitation to responsibility. Your son's future will intersect with this place in ways you cannot yet see. Decisions will be influenced by it. Paths will shift because of it. Not because it owns him, but because it anchors him. This is what secure foundations do. Archangel Michael says, "Where the foundation is secure, fear has no voice." In moments of uncertainty, remind your son that provision does not mean exemption from struggle. It means support during it. The storms may still come. But now there is shelter. The enemies may still whisper. But now there is authority. This property stands as a quiet witness. A reminder that what was hidden cannot remain hidden forever. That truth always finds its rightful place. Teach your son humility. Because humility protects blessing. Teach him courage. Because courage activates it. This inheritance is not a destination. It is a tool. A tool to build a future marked by wisdom, restraint, and purpose. And heaven watches closely. Not to judge harshly, but to guide faithfully. Because what was entrusted was done so with intention. This is his portion. This is his responsibility. And this is his protection. And now, the closing understanding must be sealed carefully, because this is where many people misunderstand divine provision. As time continues, your son will realize that this property did not come to replace his calling. It came to support it. Heaven does not give inheritance to distract destiny. It gives it to stabilize destiny. Teach your son that stability is not stagnation. It is a platform. From stable ground, clear decisions can be made. From stable ground, vision becomes sharper. This place will quietly shape how he thinks about responsibility, about ownership, about legacy. Legacy is not about what is left behind. It is about what is built forward. Your son will face moments where shortcuts appear tempting. Offers that seem easy. Paths that promise speed without substance. This is where instruction matters most. Teach him that anything gained without integrity will eventually demand repayment. But what is gained through patience multiplies without stress. The address connected to this property may eventually place your son in conversations he never expected. People may assume access. They may assume entitlement. Teach him discernment without suspicion. Openness without exposure. Every space has an assignment. This one carries the assignment of protection and preparation. As years unfold, your son may feel the urge to expand, to renovate, to build, to improve what was given. This is healthy. But teach him to improve without erasing history. Honor what stood before while strengthening what will stand after. The walls do not need to be perfect to be purposeful. This property may become a place of rest during seasons of pressure. A reminder that storms do not define permanence. Teach your son to rest without guilt. Rest is not laziness. It is maintenance. Maintenance keeps strength intact. There will be moments when he feels undeserving. This is common among those who carry humility. Remind him that worth is not measured by feeling. It is established by assignment. He did not take this from anyone. It was restored to him. Restoration does not steal. It corrects. As people notice the change in his life, assumptions will follow. Some will think it was luck. Others will think it was manipulation. Teach him not to correct every misunderstanding. Truth does not need defense when time is its ally. Archangel Michael says, "Silence guided by wisdom speaks louder than arguments fueled by pride." This property may one day be a place where decisions are made that impact others. Business choices, family choices, spiritual choices. Teach him to ask not only, "Can I?" but also, "Should I?" Power without restraint damages its own foundation. The address will continue to appear in subtle ways. Not as obsession. As alignment. Teach him to notice without idolizing. Tools should not become gods. This place is a reminder, not a ruler. As your son matures, he may one day tell this story to his own children. Not with arrogance. With gratitude. He will explain that provision arrived when it was needed most. Not early. Not late. Teach him that timing is as important as substance. Heaven does not rush what must last. The property may face challenges. Maintenance issues. Legal matters. Unexpected costs. These do not negate blessing. They refine stewardship. Teach him resilience. Teach him planning. Teach him to seek counsel when needed. Pride isolates. Wisdom collaborates. This inheritance will never replace effort. But it will reward faithfulness. As seasons change, the meaning of this place may change too. At first, it represents shock. Later, stability. Eventually, testimony. Teach your son that growth often changes how gifts are used. What begins as shelter may become service. Archangel Michael says, "Gifts mature when the heart matures." There will be days when your son forgets how unlikely this moment once felt. This is normal. Remind him occasionally. Not to anchor him in the past, but to strengthen gratitude in the present. Gratitude preserves clarity. This property will never be the source of his identity, but it will support it. Identity comes from purpose, not possession. Teach him that losing humility would cost more than losing land ever could. The address may shock today, but tomorrow it will simply be part of life. That is how blessings should function. They integrate. They do not dominate. As you close this chapter, understand this truth clearly. This was not a random transfer. It was not luck. It was not coincidence. It was alignment responding to endurance. Your son stands covered, prepared, positioned, not elevated above others, anchored within purpose. This is the final seal. What was hidden has been revealed. What was delayed has arrived. What was uncertain is now secured. And heaven speaks quietly, but firmly. This is his portion. Guard it with wisdom. Build with integrity. And walk forward without fear. Amen. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, "Lord, I believe this word and I receive it."